Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's Q&A. Nice to see people here. So if you've got a question for me, anything about OET, please do write your question in the chat. So ask me a question. This is a Q&A session, so please do type your questions into the comments. Let me know where you are. Do you have an exam soon? Do say hi in the comments. All right. Hi, Shani. Nice to see you. Hi, Leo. Hi. Hello, hello. Great. So ask me a question. Type your questions into the comments, please. And I will do my best to answer your questions. We have a little bit of time today to do that. So while we're doing that, I just want to take this opportunity to remind you that we have our YouTube channel, OET SLC, so make sure you're subscribed to that. Lots of videos coming up on our our YouTube channel. Please do visit our website, specialistlanguagecourses.com. We have OET preparation courses. We have 1 and 3 month subscriptions available. So you subscribe and you have access to our digital course, live lessons with a teacher. Really, really great course. And you can subscribe for 1 month or 3 months. So do go and check us out. The website is on the screen now. So, hello. Okay, hi Jamal and Saudi. Okay, we've got 6th exam as your exam, 4th of May, Shani in Pakistan. Okay, Priscilla, 18th of April. So some of you got the exam coming up soon. Great. Okay. Okay, so okay, we've got some questions coming in now. I'll do my best to answer your questions. So if you do have a question, please do write your question into the comments. So let's go with the first question. Okay, Erica is asking, how do I register with your team for the Reading Early? Go to our website, specialistlanguage.com. You can register for just the reading part of the course or the whole course or one-to-one lessons. There's someone you can chat with on our course. They'll be able to answer your questions there, or drop an email to admin@specialistlanguagecourses.com. So I've got some questions about reading. So let's have a little look at those questions first of all. So I've got a comment here. I've taken OET twice. I had all the modules except for reading. I'm okay with part A. I'm struggling with part B and C. I don't know how to go about it again. Okay, so reading B and C is all about strategy, time management on one aspect, and the other aspect is understanding ideas. So you need to practice both. So don't just do practice paper. Make sure you're reading lots and lots and lots and lots and lots. I recommend places such as conversation.com or looking at policy extracts and things like that on the internet. You want to just get used to reading. And then make sure that you're using the right strategy. So I would suggest look at the question, and this goes for B and C. Look at the question, but don't read the options. This will save you some time because if you read the options first, then read the paragraph, then go back and read the options again, you're reading the options like twice, and that can reduce your time. So I would suggest read the question, make sure you understand what is the question asking you, underline keywords, paraphrase the question in your head if necessary. Then read the paragraph and break it down into units of meaning. What you need to do with reading B and C is turn complicated ideas, complicated language into simple ideas. Okay? So, really, really important that you understand what the paragraph's saying and then go back to the options and ask yourself for each option yes, no, maybe. Eliminate any obvious incorrect answers, and then if you're left between two options, go back to the question again. Which one's answering the question? And make sure that both parts of the option are answering that question, not just one part and not something that's just been you're not looking for keywords and things like that. You're looking for ideas. Okay. Okie dokie. Hello, hello. All right, so more B and C. Suggestion on where you can read articles. Yes, Shani, theconversation.com is a really good resource for reading C-style text. Loads of attitude and opinion in there. So it's great for vocabulary and language development and just to practice reading OET style text without the questions and options. So that's really going to include that. Okay, we have some more questions coming up. So yes, Shani, how do I manage my time in reading part A? Well, that's the challenge of reading A, isn't it? You know, the actual activity of reading A is not that difficult, but what makes it difficult is the time pressure. You have 15 minutes for 20 questions. So, how do you manage that? Well, the first thing you need to do is not read the text in detail. You're just skimming over the text. So that's the first 2 minutes of the test. Skim read the text, paying attention to what kind of information is in each text. Underline any headings, look at what kind of words are common there. Is it like lots of verbs? Is it lots of medication? What kind of information is in that text without reading it in detail? Then do the matching task quickly and do it without looking. You just have to say which text the answer would be in. You don't actually have to find the answer. Then you go through the short answer questions and the sentence completion tasks. Same strategy for both. You need to identify what you're looking for. What's the answer going to be? Is it a medication? Is it a noun? Is it an action? What is it? What are the key words in the question or sentence that you're going to use to help find the answer? Which text am I going to look in? Then you scan for the keywords that you've underlined or synonyms of them, write the answer and move on. So it's what am I looking for? What are the keywords that are going to help me find the answer? Where am I going to look? Scan, write the answer. So you need to scan for the words, make sure you're identifying the right keywords, okay, that are going to help you locate the area. If you can't move on, if you can't find the answer straight away, move on. You don't have any time to waste. You've really got to go, 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 go. Okay. Okie dokie. So we've got questions about some questions about clubbing. What you need to do is look at the medical board where you're going to register. So for nursing, you need to look at the NMC or the trust where you're applying to go. That's if you're coming to the UK. So they'll give you information about what clubbing is allowed in those places, that organization. Okay, most of the time it's within a year and nothing can be below a C plus in any of the papers, but each medical board will have its own standards, so I advise you to check with them. Okay, we've got a question about listening from Sharice. Hi, Sharice. Let me know about listening part C strategy. Yeah, listening part C is quite tricky. It's a longer audio, and you've got the questions, and it's really hard to read, think, and listen at the same time. So you need to use the pre-listening time effectively. That's the key to listening C. You have 90 seconds to read through all the questions and the options. So that's about 12 to 15 seconds per question, which should be enough time. So practice doing this in 90 seconds. Time yourself. Know what it feels like and how fast you have to read. And as you're reading through, you're noticing the structure of the of the topic. Yeah. So the questions will indicate what kind of topics they're going to talk about and in what order. And this will help you keep your place and know when the next question's coming up in presentations. Underline keywords in the questions and options. Make sure you understand what the question is asking and the differences between the options. You need to be clear of this before um, you listen, because it's so hard to think and read while you're listening. And then listen for signposting phrases that the answer is coming up. There will be some links like, I've decided to talk about this because, or the reason why, so you need to listen for signposting phrases for listening part C. Okay. All right. So we've got some questions coming up about writing. So we've got a question. If clinical notes are given with a lot of dates with events, how do we write this? Is it mandatory to mention the date? Well, it really depends what the purpose of the letter is. So you need to have a little look at the dates. What are you asking the reader to do and how much? If you're asking the reader to do a lot of stuff, then the background information is going to be quite minimal and summarized concisely. So you just need to give an overview, has been treated with this, and this. So you're just giving them a summary of the treatment so far rather than mentioning every single date. You don't mention if you're a nurse or a doctor, so it might depend on the profession. But it's look at what the purpose of the letter is. Let that inform you with how much information to include. You don't need to include all the dates if it's not necessary, just key dates. Again, it really depends uh, without seeing case notes. It's really hard to answer the question specifically. Okay, let's have a little look. Yeah, how to concise the letter if so much information is included. Well, you're summarizing the key points. Maybe you don't need to include all the information. Look at the purpose of the letter. What are you asking the reader to do? Identify the key information. Make sure that's explained. Then everything else can be summarized. For example, discharge letters. Often you don't need to mention much about the hospitalization at all because they're being discharged, which indicates that they're better. You don't need to say, vital signs are normal. They're not going to be discharged if their vital signs are not normal, are they? Don't include irrelevant information such as that. You might just mention a brief, during hospitalization, the dressings were changed and she was commenced on antibiotics and made good progress. That's enough. What is the focus of the letter? Post-discharge care. Make that the focus of the letter. So, really thinking about what is the focus of the letter and let that inform you as to how concisely to summarize um, medical treatment in hospital for a discharge letter. Okay. So, question. All right. Okay. How to improve reading part C. We have just talked about that a little bit, making sure you're using right strategies and just practicing reading. And not just test practice. That's only going to get you so far. I have so many people they've sat the exam about 5 times and all they've done in preparation is test practice. It's not working for you. So think about doing something different, okay? Doing just test practice and taking the exam again and again is not a sustainable way to do it. And it's really expensive. So I really recommend that you improve your reading skills. your ability to understand complex language. So reading things like theconversation.com is a really good one, or The Guardian Health, BBC Health. They're all good ones that have got lots of opinion and complex language in. Practice summarizing. Take a paragraph and summarize it in 2 to 3 sentences, because that's what you have to do in Reading C, is you need to summarize ideas. You can also repurpose old reading tests. So once you've completed a test, go through each paragraph and summarize the ideas. Identify any new vocabulary. Identify language of attitude and opinion. And then look at the options and the question. Maybe look at the options and practice paraphrasing the options. Yeah. Do you understand what each option is saying? How can you rephrase it in a different way to ensure your understanding? So these are all things that you can do for Reading C. And for listening, again, if you want to improve listening, you need to listen, 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 listen. So things like GP behind closed doors, so you can listen and take notes, or the CSA videos, so Matthew Smith's YouTube channel. I suggest you listen to those and make notes on the general topics discussed, and then listen again and make notes on specific information, such as symptoms discussed, medication, future care, anything like that, things, notes of important information. So I'd recommend listening to that. For part C, BBC Health Podcast and ABC News, Health News. These are a Health Report, ABC Health Report, and BBC Health. These are great talks and interviews on healthcare topics. That's really going to help you with listening C. Yeah. Hi Laxmi, how to improve reading A. We talked about that a little bit early on, but just to recap, reading A is all about finding information fast. So it's reading the question, underlining keywords as you go. What are you looking for? What keywords will help you find the answer? Which text am I going to look in? Scan, find the answer, and then move on. And practice your scanning skills. You can do this with word searches, or you can use any text and scan for a high frequency word. Yeah, so go on the NHS Topics website and go to, I don't know, eczema, the topic of eczema, and scan for the word skin. Yeah, or any words that say itchy or itchiness. Scan for those. You need to practice finding words fast. So you're training your eyes for reading A. So do some practice of scanning is my recommendation. Okay. So please do ask me a question. We've got a few more minutes. So if you have any questions, type your questions in the comments, please. While we're waiting for some more questions, we do have 1 and 3 month subscription available of our OET preparation courses, Reach OETB, which includes fully comprehensive self-study. Digital course can be used on any device, and you can also do it in combination with the teacher for self-study, but they all include, whether you have a teacher or not, they include live lessons Monday to Thursday, 4 days a week. You have connection with a teacher. You can ask any questions and attend as many lessons as you like until you pass your test. So please do check us out. Visit our website, specialistlanguagecourses.com. You'll find more information there on our OET preparation courses and our subscriptions. All right. Interesting question here from Tina. Hi, Tina Joseph. Is spelling important in listening part A, like American, UK English? So spelling is important in listening part A. You are expected to have a good knowledge of common words and phrases and a high level of spelling. However, variations of UK and American English are accepted. So if you write color with COLOR, the American style, or colour, COLOUR, in British English, both options are accepted. So variations, yes, but they need to be correct. All right. So any more questions? Please do ask your question pop your questions in the chat. Any questions you have, any worries about your upcoming exam, please do pop your questions in the comments and I will try and give you some advice. Okay, so do check out our fourth edition of Reach OETB. There is so much stuff on there. There's a full grammar section. There's a full insight into reading, listening, writing, and speaking, including skills development. There's 3 practice tests. There's you attend the live lessons 4 days a week if you're available. There's so much stuff there that will help you with your test. Okay. Okie dokie. Another question from Tina. Hi. If there's 2 diagnoses, how should we write that in the writing introduction part? Well, I mean, if both of them need to be managed, or if both of them are if both of them need to be managed and they're both relating to the purpose of the letter, then you just include it. You know, I'm writing regarding Mr. Smith, who's currently being treated for hypertension and diabetes, for example. He requires ongoing monitoring and support, for example, something like that. If they have 2 diagnoses and one of them is related to the purpose but the other one's just another diagnosis that they have, then only put the one that relates to the purpose in. So, you know, I'm writing regarding Mr. Smith, who's been recently diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. He requires ongoing support and monitoring. Then later in the letter you might mention, you know, please note he also has hypertension for which he takes ramipril. Yeah, but you wouldn't put it in the first one. Okay. All right, and we have Mahmood. If an answer is birth defect, but the answer option is birth, will you be marked wrong? I'm not sure. What are you talking about there, Mahmood? Are you talking about reading, listening? I'm not quite sure. So if you write birth and the answer was birth defect, yeah, you'd get it wrong because birth is a completely different word to birth defect. Yeah? Okay. All right. Any other questions? Please do type your questions into the chat. We just have a couple more minutes. Any questions you have? So for those of you who are taking the test in the next few weeks, do make sure that you're utilizing your time between now and then. Create a study plan is my guide. Okay, create a study guide. Plan. Sorry, not a study guide. Sorry, a study plan. You know, plan how you're going to use your time. Okay. Plan how you're going to use your time. Focus on your weaknesses and, you know, turn those weaknesses into strengths. And I think before the exam, make sure that you have like a rest day or at least a rest afternoon. You don't want, you know, the day before your exam, you don't want to be doing 50 practice tests. Oh, never you should be doing 50 practice tests. But what you want to do is just review the strategies. If you've done the preparation work, you should be ready. Make sure you rest, get a good night's sleep, have a good breakfast. It's a long, stressful day. Just make sure you're ready for that. Okay. Right. Any more questions? Do make sure you go and visit our website. It's flashing up on the screen there now. Okay. Please do let us know. Okay, Mahmood, for listening. Great. Yeah. If the answer is birth defect, but you write birth, you'd get it incorrect. Okie dokie. Right. If there are no more questions, I'm going to close the session, but we will be back here next month as well. In the meantime, if you have any comments or questions, you can go to our YouTube channel, OETSLC. Please do make sure you're subscribed, and we've got loads of great videos coming up. And if you're taking the exam in the next few weeks, good luck. Right, everybody. Thanks very much. See you next time. Bye.